Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Show a little bit of love to CBG. Need the engagement for that YouTube algorithm. Drop me a comment. Let me know you're here. Welcome in His Majesty the King. That is quite a screen name. And make sure you click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. Guys, I hope you've been having the past couple days have been going well for you. Yesterday and today, of course, I wasn't on the live stream yesterday. I had shared with you on Monday. Had a little shoulder injury, a little bit of a scary experience actually, but thankfully I got checked out by, I got a referral to a PT, and it sounds like it's not as bad as I was fearing. It's amazing. I'm 42, as I've shared. I'll be 43 in January. I've been lifting weights consistently since June of 1996, since I was 14 and a half. It actually amazes me I don't have more injuries than what I have, given how long I've been doing this, and so grateful for that. But it was definitely nerve-wracking to think that I might be out of commission using my shoulder for a while, but it's going to heal up just fine. Yeah, what was I going to say? I was just going to say that the market is just kind of chipping and chopping around as it always has been. We're going to take a look at the charts. As it always has been, since it has been for the past 6 months, not a lot has changed. We're going to kind of assess the price action. If you didn't tune into Monday's live stream, I would encourage you to go back in time and evaluate the commentary that I had, because it's obviously very relevant for today, and it should help to level set a lot of different thoughts that I have regarding a lot of things going on. I put together a full agenda and went through that. I think it's a really value-added stream, so I would check that out from Monday. Today, this live stream is going to be however you want it to be. Now, I know typically on Tuesday and Thursday, well, for the most part, I know on Tuesday and Thursday we do live TA Q&A. Some of these weeks lately where I've had a day off and haven't been able to live stream, provides me the liberty to mix it up and do things a little bit differently. So today we're actually going to have a TA Q&A day. Just spent a lot of time on Monday going through the market, so there isn't really a whole lot to add on top of that at the moment. And so I'm opening it up to you guys. If anybody has any TA questions, I'll go through a couple charts. If it's not a very engaging live stream, we'll kind of move things along here and have a quicker live stream. But to the degree that you guys would like to have a discussion, I'm happy to talk about anything and everything that you would like. So with that being said, let's first get into the 12-hour chart. So the 12-hour chart, we've talked about this consolidation range for a long time now. And as we can see, we're back in this green zone, which is great. Now, what I've done is I've actually removed, if you remember, I had an orange rectangular area up here. I've removed it. And I'll explain why. I've decided to modify this chart. There is one area I'm looking at, and it's this area right here, okay? So why am I evaluating this area? Well, let me explain why. We have the potential to be forming bullish price structure on this 12-hour chart. Why do I say that? We have a low, we have a rise in price. Now it is lower than here. We're going to get to that. And then we have a higher low, okay? We have the higher low. We have our first higher low, which is step one in turning this chart around in a bullish direction, right? What we want to do next is get up to this zone. Now, why do we want to get up to here, and really more so the top? Well, first off, it is going to create a higher high, right? Higher high here, but it's going to invalidate this lower high. So now what we've done on a more macro perspective, yes, we have two higher lows and two higher highs coming in, but in addition, what we're beginning to do is to wipe out the bearish price action from further back. So now we're taking out the lower high here. We could have the potential to take out some lower highs here. And once you start pressing up towards $74,000, like I said, I don't think it's going to be very long until we break right through that. It could be, I don't know what that was. It could be in October, as early as October. I'd be surprised if it's in September just from a seasonality standpoint. Um, it could be as early as October. It could be as late as November. I don't really think it's going to take much later than November, though. So, again, we're waiting for that fourth quarter to come in. I spent quite a bit of time on Monday kind of going over a lot of helpful information explaining why I believe the fourth quarter of this year going into 2025 is going to be bullish price action. Again, it's just based on objective data, right? I was having some commentary today with somebody, a little bit of back and forth on X today, which I think highlights that some people we all make investment decisions differently. Some people make investment decisions based on hope. Hope is an emotion. I've shared with you emotion is a money killer. I do not make investment decisions based on emotion. I evaluate the data objectively, and then I place the chips, let the chips fall where they may after I've sort of made my educated bets, and I feel it helps me to sleep easier at night rather than just hoping for something. M786, that is such an interesting screen name. Good to have you on the live stream. Haven't seen you in a bit. Can you take a look at Andy and Elwolf? All right, well, we'll take a look at Andy. ETH. I know there are some people out there really, quote-unquote, shilling Andy. I'm not going to hate on it. I don't know anything about it. I haven't done any research into it. So I own the memes I own, and that's that. Andy ETH. I have the crypto meme triple threat, as you are aware, with Brett and Wojak. Andy ETH. Not the greatest of price action, but what we have to understand is this is a low market cap meme coin, right? So as long as, well, I want to make some general commentary on this chart before I start to chart it out for you. When you're evaluating something as volatile as Andy, you could apply to Wojak too. And you have a really small market cap, so it doesn't take as much liquidity to move that price around. You're going to see, as the market's correcting, you're going to see greater weakness in that chart. That's not really what you want to ask yourself. It's not surprising we've seen this decline as meme coins have corrected and consolidated, right? The question we have to ask ourselves is it really bleeding and losing market structure? We don't have higher lows coming in? Or even though we've had a significant downturn in this relativity chart, is it at least holding up nicely and there's a bullish thesis to make that we could anticipate higher highs coming in? So that's the lens you should view a lot of these smaller market caps through. And in particular within the meme coins, I've shared with you guys, thumbs up for everyone new tuning in. I see there's a few more people who have joined in, would appreciate it. The other thing that I've shared with you is that the meme coin narrative, in my opinion, is not going to die down. Once a lot of momentum begins to come into this market, you're going to see Dogecoin run. SHIB's going to try to challenge it. You're going to see all your memes starting to run until proven otherwise. I think my own view is that what we saw several months back with meme coins, social tokens, was a warm-up, as was the rest of the market. So that last leg of any cycle tends to be the most euphoric. Prices go to such unrealistic valuations. So anyway, let's get into what's going on here. So we can see some clear descending resistance here, right? My eyes go right to here. Is this structure holding up? Now, why am I interested if this green line here is going to hold up as support? We always do green as support and red as resistance on this channel because you can see the price confluence here, right? Now, I'm not going to overcomplicate the chart and draw 55 lines on the chart. We keep it stupid simple. So this is a major area of support that I want to see hold. I'm fine if we start to wick below there. I don't care about the price wicks. That's just volatility. I just don't want to see on a candle closing basis. This is the 3-day chart. On this 3-day chart, I just don't want to see candle body close below here, because what that introduces is coming all the way down to here and maybe double bottoming. Okay? Now, that isn't the end of the world if we double bottom, but 2 comments on that. One, it expresses a higher degree of weakness because we're not forming a higher low on the macro chart. And number 2, when you come down to touch this line here and potentially double bottom, you're inviting the opportunity to create a lower low and be bearish in price action. So we don't want to see that happen. Now, in terms of areas of resistance, we don't have to get too cute. Right there, there's a key area of resistance. And there's an area. Let's clear some of these areas of resistance. Obviously, we have all-time highs up here. But looks like we're trying to find some... price indicators aren't going to tell us jack shit. Yeah, it looks like we're just trying to find our bearings here. So that's what I would watch for. Major thing is just to watch for this area of price confluence right there. You can read the value. You want that to hold up on a candle body closing basis. Thank you for the question. There's no other charting questions coming in. Feel free to drop your charting questions. So we're going to take a look at another one that 786WP has. Let's take a look at L-Wolf. I've never heard of this one before. Hey guys, for anyone who is a CASPA investor or an enthusiast like myself, 2 quick things that I did want to mention to you. One, KRC20 is officially relaunching this Sunday. Sunday's kind of an odd date, but this Sunday on the 15th, it is relaunching. Let me make sure my VPN is disconnected. Okay, it is. It's paused. Don't want that to cause an issue. And the second thing that I did want to share with you, I participated very briefly. I didn't have a lot of time this morning. I participated on a Spaces this morning that I thought was some good conversation. You can follow this individual right here. I'm actually doing another Spaces later this evening if you want to join at 7 Eastern. But some good conversation in there, so I would encourage you to check it out if you're... I would even encourage you to check it out if you aren't invested in CASPA, because like I say in the Spaces, I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm just here... I was thinking about this after I left the Spaces. I'm very passionate about the crypto space, and I love teaching, and I think I'm genuinely a good person and authentic. So it would make sense, wouldn't it make sense that I want to help other people out? If I see something that's a great opportunity, I'm just trying to share it with you. So that's kind of the perspective I came at it from. So I want to see everybody here obviously benefit and do well for themselves. So same sort of price action here in terms of descending resistance. Now, in terms of a floor that I'd want to see hold, it would be right here. Why right here? Okay, and you can see we almost wicked there. You can see this little wick here. We almost touched exactly there. How did I come up with that area of price confluence? It's quite simple. As I've commonly said on this channel, the candle bodies are really going to give you more credence on a chart than a price wick, right? Price wick's going to measure that level of volatility and where price is getting either sold off heavily at the top or bought up heavily at the bottom there when we have a wick on the bottom. But the reason that I have touches in between these bodies is because this, you want that area of price confluence to hold up, because if you start to lose it, you get a candle body close below this green line, you're inviting coming all the way down here and then also creating, again, either a double bottom. That likelihood has increased, as well as creating a lower low. So I really, on a candle body closing basis, want to stay above this green line. It's all about clearing the descending resistance. The descending resistance and then the lower highs that have come in here. In terms of some areas of price confluence to the upside, that's a great area right there, right about there. There's an area right there, and there's an area right... Oh, well, that looks clear as day. Right about there. So yeah, we're just trying to find our bottoming and see where we go from here. Oh, great. Glad you could join the spaces. Yeah, like I said, well, I don't want to repeat myself on the spaces, but I've been saying for a while now, I mean, why do you think I did all this artwork? Crypto Trilemma Hero, that is Casp. I mean, I've never come into a project that gave me Bitcoin vibes like that chart. So, or like that project. Charts are on the mind since I'm doing the live stream. But the chart also is very reminiscent of early days Bitcoin with the logarithmic growth curve. What else? What else can we take a look at here? What else do you guys want to take a look at? I saw ICP had a nice move in price yesterday. Man, Matic is... Let's take a look at Matic real quick. Really surprised how poorly Matic is performing. Wow. And I think they changed their ticker, but... I mean, I haven't updated anything. I don't know. Oh, wow. You know what sucks? If the ticker updates, I certainly hope that they don't... The price data doesn't disappear, because that would suck. Oh, man. Shit. What did it change to? What did Matic... welcome in everyone who's just joined. If you want to drop me a charting question, I'm still going to be on for a few moments, and I can take any of your TA questions that you have. We can go to traditional markets, too. Don't feel constrained. Oh, wow, CASP is up to spot 21. I didn't even realize that. Don't feel constrained to crypto. If you want me to chart something on traditional markets, I'd be happy to. Why would you change? Why are you rebranding? I don't understand. All right. Well, probably the price action is not going to come up, which is going to suck. But, you know, here we are. Oh, that's horrendous. So you're telling me I can't get old price data? Oh, you can? Okay. Well, you can still chart this on Coinbase. So this has just been in one massive downtrend. And we've essentially double bottomed relative to 2022. You know what's interesting about this chart is back in 2022, we found our bottom earlier than a lot of projects. Matic was expressing a lot of strength. We saw this huge, a huge bottom, a lot of capitulation here at 30 cent region. We rode it all the way up to $1.30. We pulled more than a 4x on this thing. And ever since then, we even went higher, $1.60. Ever since then, though, it's been a shit show, really. It's fallen all the way to spot 30. Matic was up around, I want to say it was around spot 15, so it's plummeted all the way to 30. There's a lot of projects like that, guys. One of the important things to your success in this market, thank you, Majesty, and it gets, it's interesting. It's really interesting to, there are a lot of keyboard warriors on X, and again, I've been on here long enough. I let stuff rub off my back. It's no concern to me. I have a life, and I'm busy breaking bread and making bread, and I don't have time for bullshit. So I want everyone to understand something. This post that I put out yesterday, what's the intention behind this post? You could check it out on X. The intention behind the post is the intention that is consistent with all the material that I put together on X, on YouTube. I'm trying to share what I have learned in this space to benefit you. Maybe you agree with me, or maybe you disagree with me, and that's okay, and that can be healthy at times. But the bottom line is, if you respect my opinion, it is my honest-to-God opinion. Now, in this case, the whole point and intention behind posting this is to wake some people up and teach them a life lesson. Help them at least learn a life lesson. that you can't blindly buy something. You can't blindly hold something. I've been saying this forever on this channel. If you have an investment thesis, and it's important to retain that investment thesis unless something materially changes in the chart. And in this case, guys, months and months ago, I shared with you, I got out of this thing a while ago, because something materially changed in the chart. So when we look at Matic, what we have to understand, the reason I bring that up is Matic has fallen tremendously in the past several months out of favor in terms of market cap positioning and the overall strength in the chart. Harmony One has plummeted in value and has not recovered. Even H-bar has been extremely lackluster. It's sitting at, where is it? It's sitting at 41. It's been very lackluster with price, which someone asked me a question relative to H-bar. One of the life lessons I have learned with projects is to pay more attention to dilution. It's the same premise in stocks, and it's something I know that I've hit on in prior live streams. If you're increasing the supply of a token, if there's constant increase in the supply of the token, it's going to put downward pressure on the USD price. It's literally just math. It's the same thing when a publicly traded company issues additional shares to raise money, to raise capital. They issue new shares of their ticker. Okay, issuing new shares increases the denominator. Okay, which reduces the overall value, the price per share. Okay, so H-bar has been a lackluster performer. Decentraland Mana, lackluster performer. So I think it's always important to recognize that we can build some friendships in this space, and we can be part of an awesome community, and I think that's great. Where it becomes toxic is when people start to get tribal and they get real emotional with what they hold, and they think that if you reduce a position or change your view on something, that somehow you've betrayed them. Guys, you don't owe it to anyone but yourself to make money in this space. It's why I plan to sell when I evaluate the market to be overheated. You owe it. I mean, think about it. You're taking your hard-earned money and putting it into this space and investing it. Guys, thumbs up if you appreciate the content. There is literally no engagement today. Would appreciate if more people literally took a second to do it. I hate repeating myself because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I have an extremely small channel. The only way for it to grow is for you to help me out, engage, so it gets dispersed to more people. Yeah, it's almost. I'll just end it on this. I feel like it's a childish conversation to have. Anyone who's an adult and an educated investor knows that they owe it to no one but themselves and their family to make wise investment decisions. So just keep that in mind. There can be a lot of great things in the cryptoverse here on X and YouTube, and there can be a lot of toxic stuff, a lot of stuff that I don't know. I just feel like I've learned so much in the past few years, after several years in particular, being here for as long as I have. Any other charting questions, guys? If you don't have any charting questions, I really do not have anything else to go through. Again, I'll have an actual TA evaluation agenda to go over tomorrow, but I wanted to open it up to questions today. So long as you had questions, I will take one more question if there is any. If there's not, then we're just going to look at the dollar index. It's not surprising we're finding some sort of again, we kind of hit on this. We're right at this 200 weekly moving average on the DXY. This is an extremely weak chart, though. Anyone telling me, probably going to talk about this on the spaces later today, someone was trying to argue that they were seeing some strength within this chart, which I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. I think the best case scenario for the DXY is it comes all the way up to 104. I could see that. That's the best case scenario. But it's going to roll over. The question is, how low will it go? I do think the DXY could go as low as 92. I have this 92.6 down here. Maybe it's 95. Maybe it's as high as 96.5 or even 98. But the DX, I think it's going to go lower than 98. But the DXY is going to be going significantly lower from here. Because, again, you have that inverse relationship going on. If you study the markets and you realize what happens in risk-on assets with interest rate changes and M2 money supply changes, you know how the DXY responds, and you also know that in many respects, if you just study fundamental stuff, that many of the other countries need a weak dollar. We need to actually, it's interesting, but the world actually needs a weak dollar at times for things to run smoothly. So the DXY is going to decrease significantly in value as risk assets go up. And if I'm proven wrong, we will come back and have a conversation 6 months from now, but I do not think that I will be wrong on this one. Again, I think that I'll leave you with this. I think a lot of value that you can get, whether you tune into this channel or you tune into other channels, there's other good channels as well. I think more of the value you're going to get from people to benefit you is how accurate they are with their more macro view of a chart, a specific chart, or just kind of a cyclical view of things versus like the day-to-day stuff. Unless you're a day trader, which this channel does not focus on day trading. So I'm not here to tell you what I think is going to happen over the course of the next week or so, but over the course of the next 3 to 6 months, I've told you exactly what I think. And I think that's where the value is, because if you have that macro perspective and you think 3 to 6 months from now we're going to be buying, or we're going to be significantly higher, to me, it doesn't matter wherever you are here, you're buying. You're not selling. Selling would be the dumbest thing you could be doing in this area. But we will see. We will see. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. I'll let you go. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully a little earlier. I'm going to try to get on by 5. I ran into some stuff I needed to get done for work, which I still need to wrap up. So hopefully I'll be on around 5 tomorrow. I'll have an agenda together. We'll go over some things within the market. Hopefully we'll have a green day. It would have been fun to live stream yesterday. I know we had a green day in the market, but came out on a red day. Hopefully tomorrow will be green. We shall see. Binance is green. Is it CZ? Is he getting released soon? I thought he's getting out of prison at the end of the month. Keep in mind, remember what I said on Monday. There's always going to be a narrative in terms of why you're going to see bullish momentum pick up in the fourth quarter. CZ is getting released. Donald Trump is the new president-elect. There'll be something bullish for the market to latch onto, but it's all in the charts already. It's all in the data to tell us that we should more than likely see a very bullish fourth quarter in at least first half of next year. So we'll see how it all pans out. All right, guys, until next time, which will be tomorrow. Until next time, let's all spread awareness and carry the education forward. Take care.